hobby. I am topknotstitcher. It's great to see you again. I have so much to share with you. I've been meaning to make this video for a while, and I know I say that every time, and most people say that every time if they don't make videos very often. But I've been trying to make it the last few weekends, but my weekends have just been really, really busy, which has been great. But then any downtime I have, I just don't want to do anything. So I've been kind of hibernating during my brief windows of recovery. It's been a really crazy, wonderful couple months since we last talked. I had a lot of wonderful visitors and a lot of fun adventures, and I've done a lot of stitching and a little bit of shopping, and so I'm going to share that with you. I'm going to tell you now, I didn't make a list. I have piles next to me, but there's no particular order in mind, and usually I'm more organized than this, and then that when the organization of a video becomes the barrier to making the video at all, it's time to not care about the organization. So that's where we're at right now. I have a lot to talk about. I will probably forget some things. If I forget people, I'm sorry, I love you. If I start a story and I don't finish it, hit me up in the comments. Yeah, we're gonna see. I really would like to, now that the sun is out at night, I would like to try making shorter, more regular updates, because I have actually been stitching a lot thanks to the School of Magical Stitches and Literature. So I have a lot more to talk about and to share, and I want to ride that joy. So let's just jump in and see what happens. I think that we will start with, let me just tell you a few of the things that have happened lately that have made me so busy. More of this will come up as we look at stitching stuff, but last weekend, Birdie and I got to go see Hello Dolly in San Francisco, and it was beautiful. I had never seen it before. I had heard some of the music. I had seen the movie with Barbra Streisand once, and it was pretty new and exciting, but it's like such a good classic musical, and it just gave me all the warm, fuzzy, nostalgic feelings, even though I didn't actually have specific memories attached to the show. It was just absolutely wonderful. Highly recommend. And then the weekend before that, my sister came to visit, and we went to see Hamilton in San Francisco, which was her Christmas and birthday present from me. It was a trip out here to go see Hamilton and do lots of other fun stuff. And it was amazing. So Birdie and I had seen it the last time they were in San Francisco a couple of years ago, and it was my sister's first time seeing it, and it was just, it's amazing. I've been entering the lottery every day and will continue to do so every day in the hopes that I can score a ticket to see it again. I'm not trying to get too attached to that, but I would really, really love that, obviously. Yeah, I'm just, it's still like such a high, a Hamilton high. It's such a stunning show. It's hard to explain if you haven't seen it, so I urge you all to see it. And if you haven't seen it, then I urge you to listen to it, because it's sung through. You can understand the whole thing. Maybe Google a couple things, because it would be helpful to know some fun facts about the production, but it's excellent. I don't know what else to share with that. It was so good. On my sister's trip, we didn't do, that was like our big thing of the trip. So we didn't do anything else like particularly touristy or like super fancy or special, but lots of, hanging out, quality sister time. She watches plant videos the way that we watch stitching videos, and she talks about plants the way that we talk about stitching, and looks at pictures of plants the way that we look at stitching. So that was fun to kind of learn more about her. It's like a more recent hobby in the last year, but it was really fun to get to experience that a little bit with her, because I took her to several different plant shops around the area, and it was really fun. She got a couple little plants to take home with her. And yeah, it was fun to just explore a couple local shops that I walk past all the time, but I never go in because I have killed every plant I've ever tried to keep in this apartment. And now with Jam, like, he would eat anything or knock it over. So I just don't. We have a couple fake plants, and we get flowers now and again. Birdie graduated from cosmetology school the other day. I'm so proud of her. So I borrowed some of her celebration flowers from the living room for this video, so you all can enjoy it. Let's see, what else? Took my sister plant shopping. We did some hiking, did a little bit of thrifting. We went up to Santa Rosa for the day. It was just very fun. And then the weekend before that was a fabulous Stitchy weekend because the fabulous McKenna and Arlene were in town, and I would go check out their latest videos for the full recap of their trip because they do a better job than me, and they have more stuff to show you from the trip, so it's going to be more coherent than what I will share. But Arlene was going to be in California for a lace thing and tagged on a trip to San Francisco, and McKenna joined her, and so I got to hang out with them and like show them my town. I got to be their San Francisco tour guide, and we visited Elena, and we visited the San Francisco School of Needlework and Design, which was very cool. It is not exactly on my route to and from work, but it's very close. So that was exciting to learn about its existence. And we got to meet up at the LNS and do some stitching and hang out with Jen, Delicious Jen, and Olivia B, and it was just all kinds of wonderful perfection. It's truly amazing. I would be in the depths of despair right now if not for the fact that I will see all of them in a few weeks at Stitch Shenanigans in Arizona, and I cannot wait. I'm so blown away at this world and these friends, and I just can't. So with that, let's maybe start talking about, I'll start showing some stitching, I think. Big life updates. Something happened the weekend before that. Well, the weekend before that was a long weekend. Don't remember. I don't know. I just feel like I've been going nonstop, and then I've, like, things at work are super busy. And have been really, really stressful, not in like work is stressful kind of way, but I've taken on some new to me projects and roles. And so there's just like another learning curve as I've gotten a handle on it. But this week it kind of settled into feeling like, oh, I'm really, really busy, but in a very energizing and exciting way, and not just like, oh, what am I doing and why am I here? And I don't know what this is. It's a little bit more of a fun, exciting puzzle. And I felt really good at my job this week, which always helps. Anyway, let's talk stitching. Where to start? I guess, because I have a stack of some whips next to me. I've got more in my basket back here. And then I'm trying to think if I don't think I have any finishes since we last had a video. I know what we're going to do. I solved it. Okay. Last time I made a video, I showed you this finish. It was not FFO'd. It's still not really FFO'd. This is Blackbird Designs Strawberry Fields Forever. And I found this frame at a thrift store, and it is the perfect shape for this piece. And I love it. Like, it's the perfect size frame. I'm trying to decide if I like the color as is. This is a frame that I picked up at the thrift store. I think it was $3 or $4. It's really, really nice. I like it a lot. I can't tell if I love it with this piece. I feel like it's picking up pretty true to life on the camera. I think I would like it if there was more of this color throughout the piece, but it's really just in the basket and then like the center of the flowers. So I can't quite decide. So I just have it kind of stuck into the frame, and I've just been leaving it sitting up on that shelf the past couple weeks to try to decide whether or not I want to paint it. I don't know what color I would paint it. Probably a darker brown, but maybe like a green or a red or I could white, anything. So I'm very lazy, so I probably won't actually paint it, but I just want to be sure. I guess I could fully frame it and then I can always paint it later. I'm just too lazy to actually lace the piece. So yeah, let me know what you think. But that's my almost FFO for the month, the week, whatever. This is my Valentine from Arlene, my sweet, sweet Arlene. I meant to send out some Valentine Day cards, and then suddenly it was like the end of February, and I hadn't. So maybe next year. Okay. Other than that, I don't think I have any finishes. I have a couple things that are almost finished. So I'm just gonna start going through some whips. Some of these you maybe haven't seen before. I don't think I've actually showed this piece since I started it. I found this chart on Stash Unload for, I don't remember how much, for very cheap. It's a really old chart of Green Gables. So if you're an Anne of Green Gables fan like me, I hope this melts your heart. This is one of my favorite books in series, although I've only read the first 3, so am I really a true fan? I don't know. But I started working on this in January, February, and I did some of the Magical Stitches homework assignments. I don't remember which ones, for the house. And so it's almost done. I just need to fill in the windows. And then it's an old, let me just show you. It's like a really old school hand-drawn chart. So we have Green Gables, we have like a little teeny pathway, and then down at the bottom there's all these flowers, and then it just says Green Gables. And like, I don't love that. So I'm either going to move this up so it's just right under the house, so it's nice and flowered, or I'm going to, well, probably no matter what, I'll move that up. But I might add a quote or something from the story underneath. I just can't decide what I want that to be, because there's not like a great quote about Green Gables. I'm sure there is. Anyway, if you have a favorite quote, let me know. But I just really love this. This is a design by Charland Designs. It's very old. It was very hard to figure out the chart because it was kind of hard to read, and I made up a lot of colors. I don't know if you can tell. Oh, you kind of can. I picked out a variegated thread to use for the roof. It's charted to be in like a really ugly dark brown, and I changed a lot of colors on here to be a little bit brighter and more vibrant. And I was going through and I realized that I didn't have a great color for the roof. I don't know what I did with it. Okay, well, I was going to show you my skein. Oh, I put it right on here. Okay, so I ended up going to NPI, Needlepoint Ink. I recently learned that they have a shop that's about 3 blocks from my office, and it's a needlepoint store, so it's mostly canvases and like needlepoint things. But it's the company that makes NPI, and they have all the NPI to purchase. They don't really carry any other like embroidery floss. They carry all sorts of needlepoint things. But I went in there actually because I've lost all my needles. So I really just needed needles, and I figured that would be the easiest, closest place to go. And I went in and was kind of looking around. It's really, really small. But I was looking for a section that just had, needles and notions and stuff, and there was nothing. And so someone finally asked me if I needed help. And when I said I need a needle, she said, "We don't sell those." And I was like, "Oh." And she asked what I needed it for, and I said cross-stitching, and she was like, "No, they'll all be too big." And so I guess they give needles out with all the kits and stuff that they sell, but she went over to the counter and opened up a drawer and was kind of looking around, and she was like, "I just don't think all of these are going to be too big for you." And I said, "Do you have a size 26 or 24? Because that could work." And she was like, "Oh, yes." So she seemed very upset that I knew her needles better than she did. But she ended up giving me a few for free, so that was very nice. Long story short, I picked out this color, which, if I'm remembering correctly, it's one of their variegated colors, which is the Northern Lights series. And I cannot remember what it... I was really proud to tell you my needlepoint ink story, but I can't remember what the color is, so never mind. But I really enjoyed it as the roof. It's a perfect roof color. Soon I will decide what to do with this piece, and then we'll add the flowers, and then we'll frame it, and we're going to put it on a bookshelf next to all of our Anne of Green Gables books. It's going to be fantastic. Okay, let's keep going. Please hold. Gonna try to clean up as I go, so that cleanup doesn't keep me from making another video anytime soon. Oh, this is a new start that I'm super excited about. Several months ago, my very, very dear Diana, It Is Kismet Stitches, sent me a chart that I adore because she knows I love the moon, so she offered it to me. So she sent me her Mother Moon by Joan Elliott. No. Yes, Joan Elliott. Design Works. Okay. Oh, I love the moon, as you know, and like moon goddess, absolutely. And so I had this for a while, and I had a piece of just like white even weave that I could have used for it. But I was trying to figure out like if I wanted to do it on something opalescent, but it's pretty full coverage, or if I wanted to do some sort of cool color or whatever. So I ended up picking out a Picture This Plus fabric called Petals, which, if you can see, it's very, very lightly pinkish. It's not showing up great, but you get a little bit of an idea. And that's my start so far. That's probably upside down, but it's just part of her face, and I've been working on that for stitches. I think I used this piece as homework for... No, I don't remember. I used it for something. I'm a great student. I'm a Slytherin, so shout out to all my Slytherins out there. But let me tell you something. School of Magical Stitches and Literature. I feel like I have to say the full name every time. I don't know why. It is truly the best because it has made me really excited to have a lot of different whips to pick from. And I've been starting new projects as it seems appropriate. I don't want to go crazy and start all the things that I have, but I recently counted and I have like 45 things that I could start. So I don't want to start them all. And I'm fine starting them as I feel like it. Stitch what we want. So I had a reason to pick out that piece for a homework assignment, so I did. I also started I started this one. I think it was one of the extra credit assignments that had to do with stitching something that had letters. Probably for, yeah, it was for February. And so I picked up this chart on Stash and Load and kitted it up with a piece of fabric I acquired on Stash and Load, and then went through my threads to pick out ones that I liked. And I have, da-da-da-da, this is Something Wicked by La-Di-Da. So I've got most of the text done, and then I'm starting to do this boot because one of the March extra credit assignments is to put in 500 stitches in 310. So I'm doing the boot. Let me show you what this is supposed to look like. Ta-da! By the pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes. And so for the extra credit for 310, I'm going to outline this boot, and then that's going to be one of the projects I take with me to Stitch Nanigans to just fill it in as I go. Because I figure that will get me at least part of the way. Well, it will definitely get me 500 stitches, and even if I don't count them super, super, super closely, I don't mind stitching a little bit extra. I'm not stitching it in called for. It's called for in NPS. I'm stitching it in DMC 310. I did actually use my leftover NPS from Zippity Doodah for the letters, so it might be the called for or close to it. I don't know. And then I picked out a couple things from my stash for her green socks. So I've got Victorian Motto, Glow in the Dark, and then Classic Colorworks Broccoli for her green sock. And I love it. I'm so excited. I've been on a huge la-di-da kick lately, and I have a lot of them on my wish list now. Anyway, I'm stitching this on 40 count Weekstyle Works putty, and this is just a little scrap piece that I got for a few bucks on Stash Unload. That turned out to be perfect for this. So, love that. Got it on my Christmas card from Lolly. Makes me so happy. Okay. What else have we been working on? Ooh, this is another one. I maybe showed this last time, or maybe I hadn't quite started it yet. I know I've been working on it for a couple homework assignments, but I've been working on Moon Dance by Kathy Barrick. Love it because it has a moon. And my girl Trisha is stitching this too. I am stitching this in kind of randomly pulled out threads that looked similar to the model picture on the front. That's where I am so far. Oh my goodness, look how fun that is. Ugh. It's like so not my normal style, and yet it is totally my normal style. I'm stitching this on a random piece of linen that I have, and I don't remember what it is. Maybe it's 32, maybe it's 28, maybe it's something else. I don't think it's any smaller than that. I think it's one of those two. I'm not going to go through my threads because I don't know if you care that much. But if you do, let me know. I was stitching on this for, I don't remember what assignment, but I'm going to, for the year-long extra credit, or the year-long ultimate stitching whatever, there are 7 of these turkeys on here, so I feel like this could be made to fit basically any of the 7 challenges. I was thinking either Lily and James getting married or falling in love or whatever in their 7th year because of the heart, but it could also be Zabini's mother and her 7 marriages. It could be the 7 Weasleys. Like, it could just be anything. So more to come. We'll see. Anyway. That. I feel like there was another project. Oh, I put in a good amount. I feel like I have all this stitching progress to show you, and yet I don't know where it all is. So let me just keep digging around. Oh, here's where some of it is. Okay, this piece is almost finished. I need to add some beads. This is a chart that I picked up at Keepsakes, in line at Keepsakes, because it was so cute. I couldn't not get it. Ah! Look at him. Look at the little cardinal and his little umbrella. It's so cute. So I just picked this up in line. Love it. I don't remember who designed it. The chart is somewhere right now. So all I need to do, he's got raindrops, and he'll have some rain falling on him. And then this might, if I can motivate myself to finish it, this might be my stitch and give for Stitch Shenanigans. Although now I'm thinking, no, I should save it for StitchCon, because how perfect that I bought it at StitchCon last year. I stitched it in my Buckeye Scarlet from last year. Okay. So this is going to be my smalls exchange, I think. And that gives me more time to finish it, which is good. This is on some 28 count even weave. I think actually maybe this, someone gave me this. I think that I thought this piece was a lot bigger because it's got a lot of extra room, but that's okay. I don't mind wasting a little bit of fabric on the edges if it helps. It keeps the fabric people in business, right? That's how that works. Okay, so thank you for helping me decide. That will be my StitchCon small. Let's see. Who else is in here? I hope you all don't mind seeing like tiny amounts of progress on random projects. I also put in a little bit of work on my Life After Death. I'm stitching this. Oh, I love it so much. I'm stitching this on 40 count Bramble by Picture This Plus. I'm using my favorite color Storm Cloud and Bayberry from Gentle Arts. And then I am going to add some dark gray, but I haven't fully decided what color I'm going to use. It might be Inkwell, it might be something else. So yeah, that's that. I don't remember what the things were that the assignments. They're somewhere. Love it. I really love that piece, but I do have to be in like the right headspace to work on it because it's, I don't know. It's not like hard, but it's just different for me to stitch 1/2 on 40 count. So it's been some slow going, but that's okay. And then this is what I've stitched the most on because it can be made to fit most of the stitching assignments. Excuse me. And it fits several extra credit assignments, but I've been working on my Tiny Forest. And I love you guys enough that I'm going to take it out of the Q-snap, at least part way, and partly because one of these is breaking. Oh my goodness, my teeny tiny forest is looking fantastic. I have finished almost 2 full pages. There's like some random branches and a couple colors that I can't find, but for the most part, the first 2 pages are done. And then I've been working on a 3rd page. Ah! Can you stand it? Look how cute it is! Ah! I love it! So, this is Anna Forest Grew by Rosewood Manor. I'm stitching it on Stormy Clouds Lugana. It's the same name, but very, very different color than my favorite thread. I love this. I'm stitching it 1/1 on 25 count, so it's teeny tiny. And let me tell you, when you're counting your stitches and you need 500 stitches, and then you look at the before and after picture and it's like one tiny tree, it feels a little discouraging. But it's been so much fun, and so I think I'm using it for this week's homework, which is like 300 stitches on something with claws, but you don't have to be stitching on that thing. So there's all kinds of claws up in this pattern, up in this forest, and then stitch 300 in brown, and there's lots of brown. So I might actually skip over to the tree in the center because that's coming up on the other side of this, and start on that for the 300 brown. But oh my goodness, I love this piece. I love it. And with that might be kind of all of my whips right now. I have a few other things started, but not that I've really worked on. So I've got a lot of stuff that's like ready to be started whenever I'm ready. But I think for the most part, that's all we're going to talk about for today. But let's start talking about some haul. That was my best Olivia impression. Ooh, before haul, let me show you a little stitchy kindness. My buddy Drew Weasley, sent me Cookie Santa. Oh. So he just finished stitching this, and cookies are my favorite thing ever. And I love Christmas. And look at this, Santa just baking away. So I'm very excited to Oh, I love it. So thank you, Drew. I need to figure out some fabric so I can start it. Oh, his eyebrows look kind of, oh, okay. In the chart, his eyebrows look really worried, but in reality, they're not that worried because they're white. But in the chart, he looks really anxious. Okay, so thank you so much, Drew. I feel like I had one other. If I'm forgetting something that you sent me, I'm sorry. Just anyone in the world. But I have some other things that I purchased recently, and that's not where I thought it was. Oh, this is one of them. Okay. One of the recent finds in my life hold on. Oh, I have another new start that I do really want to share with you. Bear with me one more moment while I find it. Making a mess. As many of you know, the fabulous McKenna opened a shop, 1884 Stitchery, and she has started carrying Owl Forest embroidery patterns. Now, you can go to her shop, 1884 Stitchery, and check them out. Many of them are out of stock right now. She has ordered more, and no, she cannot put you on the list, and no, she cannot let you know personally when they're back in stock. You have to just pay attention because it's getting a little unreal, which makes sense because these charts are gorgeous. So cool your jets, hold your horses, watch her shop, and see if you can get lucky. What did I do with them? Oh, hold on, it'll be worth it. Oh, let me show you this other stuff that I found recently. I'm trying to find what I did with those, as well as with my my Nashville haul. JM, what did you do? Where did you put it? Oh, okay, that's some of it. Oh, that's more of it. Hold on. I guess some of them I already partially kitted up, and that's why they're all over the place. There we go. Okay. Thank you for bearing with me. I'm sure that was very fun and exciting for you. Okay. So before I ordered my Owl Forest embroidery from McKenna's shop, I made my first purchase from her shop for two fabulous charts that I don't know if they're in stock right now or not, but they're both designers that she's been carrying and restocking, so they might be, or they might be there if you keep an eye on them. So the first one I started as a homework assignment. The homework assignment was to stitch on something. What was... I'm trying to remember what the prompt was for this. I'll explain. Hold on. So this is a Barbara Anna. It's a real cute... Oh, there it is. Witch house. Oh, it's so cute and tiny. And so I'll show you the change that I made in the pattern, and I'm trying to remember what exactly the prompt was for it. Oh, we went shopping in Diagon Alley. There we go. Okay, so we went shopping in Diagon Alley, and I recharted it so that instead of, the chart has 2 cats, and I am a 1-cat house. I got Jam. I don't need any other cats roaming around. So I changed this cat up here into a cauldron, because I need a cauldron for school, obviously. And then I also changed the color of the cat in the bottom so that he's orange. So this is what I have so far. So I've got all the houses, all the rooms, all the walls ready to go. I've got my little cat down here, a little Jammerino. I got my little witch up here. I changed her skin to be green because it's more fun that way. And gave her a little cauldron, and it looks a little bit like a pot of gold, which I thought about after I finished, but my intention was that she is brewing up a batch of Felix Felicius, however you want to say it, which they describe as being like a bubbly, cheerful little golden delight. So yeah, I'm stitching this in mostly called fors, but some substituted DMCs, just kind of based on what I had handy. And I'm stitching it on a 32 count Lugana in the color Orchid, or something Orchid. I need to get better about remembering that kind of thing. I don't know, I got it on 1, 2, 3 stitch. And, 32 count Exotic Orchid Lugana. I think it's by Witchell. And I really love it. So that is that. And this is my first Barbara Anna, and I really love it. Plus it's really tiny, so it's working up super fast. And I really like that too. So I need to find some other homework that can fit in soon. That would be nice. Okay, in that same order, I picked up this fabulous chart by Gara. Firebird! Look how cool that is. So this is a Russian folklore, and I'm going to use this for the monthly extra credit, which is to stitch on something that takes place in another part of the world. Right? No, maybe that wasn't what I was going to do. I actually have a different one in mind for that, but I'm pretty sure this would work for it if I wanted to. And I'm going to stitch it on my fabric from, no, it's not repurposed fabric. I'm stitching it on 32 count, something dark, like charcoal, something. I've decided 32 count is my current favorite. 2/2 on 32 count is just like, ooh, it just gets me. But I picked up, 32 count Shadow. I picture this plus. Ooh, love that. And then it's charted in DMC, and there are all these like fun, bright colors on this nice, dark, deep blue. Oh, it's going to be so good. So I'm very excited to start that one up soon. I also really like this chart because I call Birdie my Firebird sometimes. So it's just fun. My dear, dear bestie. Okay. Then, a few weeks after I got those charts, McKenna got in her first shipment of Owl Forest embroidery. These are gorgeous Russian charts that are really hard to get, and McKenna's a great resource for them. And so I picked up the infamous whale kit. Quaker whale. Yes, please. And this kit is beautiful. So it comes with overdyed, hand-dyed threads and linen and a needle minder. I haven't started it yet. I can't wait. I haven't decided when I'm going to start this. So, maybe today. Maybe I just decided. I'm very excited about it. And then there were a couple others that caught my eye as well. So I picked up the Sun and the Moon, because I'll buy anything with a moon on it, obviously. I just love that. And then I also was really drawn to this one, which I can't say the name of it. I mean, obviously I can't pronounce any of these, but I think that she had, like, the English translation was like something with a G. Gregorian, but I don't think that was it. But I just really, really love it. I am kind of toying with stitching it in Black Crow because that's recently one of my new favorite colors, thanks to Jen. I have a piece of white even weave I could put it on, but I might look into just getting like a really, really cool color. Maybe I'll dye this myself into some color. I don't know. But I love it. I love it. I might stitch. No, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. How I stitch it. Okay, let's keep going. A couple other haul. Let me show you a few random things that I've picked up on Stash Unload or on eBay. I got myself Snow Garden by Blackbird Designs. So pretty. Very into these birds, I guess. These little like peacock things. Got this little red heart sampler by La Di Da. Cute. I'll stitch that. Pumpkins 3, obviously. Love myself a pumpkin. I found Gertrude's Garden. McKenna's stitching this right now, and it's gorgeous. I sat down to like kit this up, and I had none of the DMC, or at least not, I didn't have them handy. I probably have some of them. And I didn't want to buy the silks, and I just kind of gave up. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. And then I also picked up this Autumn House 1831 because it has a moon, obviously. And I just really liked it. This is also one that I went to kit up and had like none of the called for or nothing, just didn't have anything good for it. And so I just put it down again, but I'll get to it. Okay, and then next up, market haul. I am trying to be responsible in buying charts because I definitely have plenty, but also I'm an adult. I can do what I want. So I ordered a couple from the fabulous Trisha at 3 Owl Threads. I will link her below if I remember. And she posted a picture of this, and I was like, I need that immediately. Even though I've not been a big Halloween stitcher. I've never been a big Halloween person, but there's just, I don't know if it's just that like all my friends are into Halloween stitching, so therefore I've gotten kind of pulled into the excitement, but I'm getting more and more into it. So this is Quaker Gone Haunted, and I love it. This one makes more sense to me that I would like it because it does have like the Quaker motifs, and it's just really pretty, and it's gray. So there's that. Oh. Yeah. I'm very interested in this. So, picked that up. Very excited about that. I need to find some good fabric for it and get myself some threads. It's charted in Silken Colors from the Thread Gatherer. And then a couple of Gentle Arts. Oh, Bayberry. I have Bayberry. I'm using it, but we'll see. I'll pull what I feel like pulling. And then, of course, because Moon, I also had to get Mother Nature with all her rabbits. Love it. So I don't know. I'll probably wait until I've finished my other Moon piece by Kathy Barrick before I do this one, but we'll see. Oh, that reminds me. I do have one other whip that has seen some good progress lately, and I was working on it at Needle in a Haystack recently. Oh yes, this is Good Intentions, Kathy Barrick. This is my conversion. I have been stitching on this for various assignments, but not recently, so I don't remember what they are. Don't ask. I changed the cat to be Jam. Don't know if you can tell. It's charted to be a dog, and I made it Jam because we're cool like that. And I changed all the colors. And yeah, that's where we're at. I feel so good at this. Just total natural, talking about threads and stuff. It's all in DMC. I don't remember what color it's on or what fabric. I think it's a 36 count. With that, my room is a mess, and I think I've showed you most everything. Ooh, I did want to show you one more thing, because I thought to myself, you know, you have a good amount of hand-dyed thread, so maybe you should look into one of these fabric clubs instead of getting thread. And instead I signed up, I restarted my Color and Cotton Thread subscription, and I added fabric. So it is what it is. But I got my first fabric club selection, and let me see. Oh, this is Thistle. Ooh, it's not showing up great, but it's a really lovely light green. It's a little greener than it's showing up, a little brighter. And I got I think I signed up for the 28 and 32 count linen, like send me whatever kind of thing. So this is a 28 count, and I'm just getting a fat 8th because I didn't want to get carried away. Not yet. Maybe soon. So I'm currently contemplating stitching this on it, which is Blackbird Designs Be Kind and True. I think that would look very nice. I picked this up on eBay or something. Don't know. But I might change my mind and do something else. I'm trying not to get, like, things... I went through and, like, kitted up a bunch of stuff and then changed my mind and wanted to start other things and took fabric and threads, and then I had a bunch of incompletely kitted things and couldn't find the thread I needed, and it was complicated. So I'm trying to do a little bit more kitting as I go. And as I actually start things or want to start them, but it's a messy system right now. I did restart my thread subscription, but I already put them all away. This is something I'm going to share with you because I have seen a lot of people ask about this just in general, and I wanted to share what I do as someone who does not have a massive overdyed thread collection. I wanted to share how I keep myself and my threads organized. First off, probably half of the overdyed threads that I have are in various projects, and I keep them there until the project is done, and then I put them back in the collective stash. Unless it's something where I know I only need a couple strands, and then I'll pull out a couple strands and move the rest of the skein elsewhere. But let me give you a little tour of my organization system. First off, I have 4 different these things, floss boxes. This is all of my general DMC, and I say this is all of it because there's a full box that has all the Anaphora screw colors that I have pulled out separated, and then I have all of these. So when I need a DMC color, first I look in this set, and if it's not here, I look in the Anaphora screw, and if it's not there, it might be in a project, or I might just not own it. So it's not a perfect system. But I have the stickers in here, and so that's kind of how I keep track of, do I even own that color? Because if I own it, then the sticker will be on the bobbin. Does that make sense? This isn't what I was going to tell you about. That's my system for DMC. I also have a bag somewhere that has random anchor colors or other brands and random stuff, and then extra skeins of DMC. But this is my pride and joy that I recently picked up at Michael's. I think it was on sale for $15, or I had a coupon that made it $15. I forget. Full price it's $30. But I got this little acrylic 3-drawer. It's so pretty. So I've seen a lot of people organize their threads by brand. So they'll have all their Gentle Arts on a ring together, or they'll have all their Color and Cotton together. I don't have enough of any one brand I could do that, but it kind of stressed, I had it that way for a little while, and it kind of stressed me out, because I have I have Victorian Mottos, I have Color and Cotton. I recently bought a whole bunch of Weeks dye works at the School of Needlework and Design. I've got some other random, did I say Gentle Arts? I've got Classic Colorworks in here. I've got a couple just like hand-dyed by people kind of threads. So it's just all kinds of stuff. So it stressed me out to have it organized by brand because it just didn't work. So if I needed a purple, I'd just have to... I rarely use the fancy floss that's called for in a chart. And I'll either know that I own it somewhere, or I know that I don't own it, and I'll either buy it or use a substitute. So if I just want to pull a fancy floss to substitute DMC or to substitute for a different fancy floss, whatever, I usually am looking for the color, not for a specific name and a very specific thread, if that makes sense. So I started organizing my floss by color, and I love doing it this way. So it's not a totally perfect system because that only gives you 9. I only have 9 compartments for floss. Ooh, look at that. I got my reds and my pinks and then my purple and also my coral, because why not put them together? So I love it. So that way I can just pull out the drawer, see at a glance what I got, and if I don't like it, then I go look for other, steal it from other projects. I've got my greens and browns and yellows and oranges. And then maybe you can tell, but like this one's my favorite. I got my neutrals, my grays, my blues and greens and purples. This is a little full. So I don't know if that's helpful for you. I have already thought to myself, I want to get another one of these so that I can keep more overdyed threads in slightly more organized colorways. Does that make sense? Whatever. This was one of my new color and cottons. It's so blue and gorgeous. I don't know if that made any sense, but it makes me really happy, and then it's really pretty to be sitting here on my shelf. There we go. So, I like it. Just nice little acrylic drawers from Michaels. Ah. Okay. What else do I have to tell you? I think that's it. I'm exhausted. I went to yoga today, so I have at least somewhat of a reason to be exhausted, but I really just want to stop talking, and I want to watch the new season of Queer Eye, and I want to stitch and finish my homework for the week, and then upload this, and that's it. All of you all who make videos, I so appreciate you, because this is hard work. And I feel like today, I mean, I had a lot to share with you, but I just feel like there wasn't anything that exciting. I need to eat a snack. Post-yoga snack. I love you all. Thanks for hanging with me. I'll see many of you in Arizona. Hit me up if you're going to be there. Say hi. Come introduce yourself. I have a very terrible memory with names and just with lots of things. So please don't be offended if I don't remember your name, or if I know you by your Stitchy name or only your real name, or if I totally know who you are, but I will forget what you look like. You know what I mean? You get it. You guys are great. One more thing. For those of you, there's my energy. For those of you who are doing the School of Magical Stitches and Literature, if you have no idea what that is, I bet you've been confused this whole video, and I encourage you to go watch, I don't know what video, but I'm not going to be the best to explain it. You have different assignments, you have to put in certain numbers of stitches, and I was just kind of like counting as I went and was keeping, kept my calculator on my phone open, or just jot down numbers, or I would, if it was like letters or something that was like really easy to count after I had stitched it, I would do that. But I didn't realize how much mental work that was. I got myself one of these little clickers. Where is it? This is a game changer. It was $6 on Amazon. You can get ones that you could have like multiple packs or whatever, but I wanted one that was as metal as possible, and a lot of them were very plastic. It's divine. So I'll just have this sitting next to me. I'll, stitch a section and then click and click and click. I will, it's been really perfect because I'll usually I'll do the first leg and then count the stitches before I go back and do the other one, and I'll let my needle drop it's wonderful. It seems like it's going to take you the same amount of time as counting and keeping tally marks and adding to your calculator. No, this is so much better. As long as you don't overthink, did I already count that stitch? This has been a game changer. Highly recommend if you're counting your stitches for anything that you get yourself one of these, because it's also just really fun. It's a little annoying maybe for the people you're sitting with, but it's really fun. And with that, I gotta go maybe take a nap and eat a snack and clean up this mess and do some stitching, and I love you all. Goodbye.